And we begin the show with the wildfires that have devastated our city as the relief efforts are now underway. The Dodgers are joining 11 other professional sports organizations across the greater Los Angeles area, pledging a combined donation of more than $8 million to support victims in need, as well as those fighting the fires. This Friday, Dodgers Stadium, SoFi Stadium, and BMO Stadium will partner and host distribution sites for essential supplies to those impacted by the fires. For more information on the relief efforts and how you can help, please visit Dodgers.com. A couple of Dodgers players have joined in on the support. ESPN's Jeff Passan tweeting this on Friday. Good deeds by good people. Los Angeles Dodgers star Freddie Freeman and his wife Chelsea are donating $300,000, $100,000 each to the Los Angeles Fire Department Foundation, the Pasadena Fire Department, and the Salvation Army for wildfire relief efforts in Los Angeles. Chris Taylor and his wife Mary are also getting in on the act, helping through their CT3 Foundation, saying L.A. has been our home for the past 10+ years. We are devastated by the fires ravaging the city and are so grateful that our brave LAFD firefighters are giving it their all to protect us. Please obey their safety warnings and take care. If you have the resources, consider donating. We love you, L.A., and we are praying for you. We will match donations up to $5,000 total. And with that, we welcome you inside. Joined tonight by Tim Cates and also J.P. Hornstra. Obviously, all of our thoughts and prayers are with those impacted by the fires, and the first responders have been working tirelessly over the last week. I think we all know someone or have some friends who've lost everything. I certainly do. So it's not easy to sit here tonight and talk about baseball when there's so much suffering going on in and around our city. But guys, at the same time, hopefully talking about the World Series champions, Tim, and a team that has provided so much joy to the city as well will at least provide a little bit of a distraction for all of us.
Yeah, I think you hit it on the head. During that World Series run, the championship parade, we really saw how much the Dodgers meant to the city of Los Angeles and the community, with all the love and outpouring from the fans at the parade and during that run. And now they're reciprocating that. And the Dodger organization, which has been at the forefront for many things over their long historic career, the organization always out front doing things for the community, and no different here. And the players, they live, they're affected by it, they're around the fires, and certainly they understand what the fans mean to them, and they're out there helping them.
Yeah, I remember when Freddie Freeman a couple years ago donated $500,000 to his alma mater, his high school in Orange County, to renovate their baseball facilities. I went up to him the next day, and I remember him telling me, I was trying to keep that a secret, but, thanks for reporting it. And I don't know if he was trying to keep this a secret or not, but he's clearly got a big heart. CT, big heart as well. He and his wife, Mary, and Chelsea Freeman. Just great to see the players getting involved in the relief effort.
Hey, let's not forget about a former Dodger, Justin Turner, who continues to do great work in the community, going back to COVID, what he did with the Dream Center, he continues to do, matching up to $100,000. He's not even a Dodger anymore, but he'll always be a Dodger great.
And the Dodgers also partnering with Fanatics with those LA Strong shirts. A lot of people doing so many great things for a lot of people who are truly needing it right now. All right, meantime, 7 Dodgers were eligible for salary arbitration this offseason. As last week's deadline passed to avoid arbitration hearings, 6 of the 7 agreed to one-year deals, including Anthony Bonda, Tony Gonsolin, who missed all of the 2024 season, Brusdar Graterol, Michael Kopech, Dustin May, who also missed the 2024 season, and Evan Phillips. Those guys avoided arbitration. Alex Vesey is the lone player who did not come to an agreement as of yet. This Wednesday will mark the opening of the international signing period. Roki Sasaki's window to sign with a major league team will open that day. The 23-year-old Japanese right-hander was posted last month. He will have until January 23rd to sign with a team. According to reports, Roki has already narrowed his search down to 3 teams: the Dodgers, the Padres, and the Blue Jays. And earlier today, Fabian Ardaya tweeted this: the Dodgers are expected to meet again with Roki Sasaki today with stars in attendance. Sources tell Ken Rosenthal and me Sasaki has already recently met with fellow finalists Toronto and San Diego in their cities. And according to reports, the Padres, they had Yu Darvish, they had Manny Machado, Jackson Merrill among their star-studded group to meet with Roki Sasaki. I imagine the Dodgers are going to greet him as well with massive star power JP. Hopefully having that last word, though, as well. Meeting with Roki Sasaki will work in the Dodgers' favor. How soon do you think this process will wrap up with Roki Sasaki choosing a team?
Yeah, I think we get an answer this week. As somebody who likes working Monday through Friday, I would like it to be by Friday, but I can't control these purse strings, John. I think you will get an answer by Sunday at the latest. Let's say that. And, you know, seeing the players come out to greet Roki Sasaki, it was really just a question of when the Dodgers would do this, not if. You know, we saw all the players in Toronto on their Instagram accounts posting that they were in Toronto. Everybody knew something was up. When you get a bunch of guys from the Dominican flying up to Toronto in the middle of the offseason, you knew something was going on. They did it as well in San Diego. You know they were going to do it in LA. It's just a matter of time. Let's hope they make a good pitch.
I think this doesn't get done until next week because ultimately I think he signs with the Dodgers. But I think he waits a little bit because of the fires and the news and what's happening and give that respect to what's happening and the devastation and push it another week. With that being said, it's going to come down to the Dodgers and the Padres. And I think the ultimate decision is good for the Dodgers to have the last word. You mentioned it. To be a lawyer in a courtroom and have that last say, to have that last argument against the opponent, the other lawyer, and the defendant, that's always a big thing. And the Dodgers have that final say.
Sometime between tomorrow, Wednesday, and also next Thursday. That's when this whole thing will wrap up. JP says, be great if you could do it by Friday. Queen City, here's who the Dodgers have as options for their infield in 2025. Mookie Betts, he figures to be the everyday shortstop, at least as of now. Tommy Edman, he's a former Gold Glove second baseman, also played shortstop for the Dodgers this past season. Freddie Freeman, he's going to man first base. Hyun-Sung Kim, he can play all over the infield. You've got Max Muncy, Miguel Rojas, Chris Taylor options as well. Now, we know the Dodgers are set really at those corner infield spots. Freddie Freeman, Max Muncy, they're not going to move around, Tim. But how do you see that middle of the infield playing out for the Dodgers? Do you see Mookie Betts staying at shortstop, or do you see them kind of moving these guys around a little bit?
I think there's going to be a lot of movement. And no, I don't think Mookie Betts is the everyday shortstop come the end of the year. I think they start him at shortstop because that's what he wants. He's been working on it. But ultimately, I just don't think he's an everyday shortstop. The throw is hard for him. He talked about it when he moved back to the outfield last year. He felt a sense of relief, and the pressure was gone having to play shortstop every day as he was learning on the go. And kudos to him for taking that opportunity and responsibility last year, going to Korea as they did and learning a new position. But the middle of the infield is going to be interesting. With Betts being able to play both, you mentioned Kim, Tommy Edman. To me, Chris Taylor, those are guys that are going to be plugged in. Edman's going to be in the lineup every single day, no matter where he's at. So it's a good problem to have right now. A lot of guys that you can plug into two spots to figure out where you're going to be in October in those two positions.
Yeah, you know Edman's going to play some outfield. You know Taylor's going to be some outfield, so there's that versatility there. I think Mookie Betts stays at shortstop for as long as he possibly can. And we saw what that meant last season. Last season, he got hit on the hand, broke his hand, needed some time on the injured list, came back, and the Dodgers needed him more in the outfield than they did in the infield. So some of these things can be hard to predict, but I think Mookie Betts with a full offseason to work out at shortstop, hone his craft, is going to be a different version than what we saw last year, where he goes into spring training and has to learn the position, almost relearn it on the fly. And he's just going to have more time to prepare, and I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what that looks like.
Well, he's been working out almost every single day, even at Sierra Canyon High School, taking ground balls. He wants to become an elite shortstop. Still much more to come. Justin Verlander, he joined the rivals up north, signing a one-year deal with the Giants. We'll discuss the impact the 19-year veteran brings to that Dodgers-Giants rivalry. Plus, you could make the argument the NL West is the best division in the National League. Coming up, we take a look at the chances for multiple wildcard teams coming out of the West in 2025. As 2024 World Series champions, we will celebrate that one forever. But at some point, we do need to turn the page and look ahead. And right now, we're going to discuss some of the things we're looking forward to here in 2025. You got to begin with Shohei Ohtani. 54 home runs, 59 stolen bases, unanimous MVP, Tim. But sometime in May or so, we're going to see him on the mounds, coming off a second Tommy John. We cannot wait to see the Big Show pitching in Dodger Blue.
Yeah, I cannot wait to see him get on that bump at Dodger Stadium finally and pitch for the Dodgers. Baseball fans certainly were treated to what he did last year and the record-breaking numbers that he put up. He's not going to do that again, certainly, or maybe will he. But I can't wait to see what he does on the mound in a Dodger uniform.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, Shohei Ohtani, if he's healthy from the beginning of the season to the end, he's the most valuable player in all of baseball. Even though he's won some MVP awards, each of those seasons has looked a little different, and I think this one's going to look a little different than the past two. Doesn't mean he's not the most valuable guy on the planet, but how much does he pitch? How often does he pitch? How many bases is he going to want to steal when he's also having to pitch? All questions remain to be answered, but I'm looking forward to seeing what it looks like.
Yeah, unless your name is Chris Davis and you hit 247 for 4 consecutive years, I think pretty much every player, every season looks a little bit different. The big offseason move so far was signing 2-time Cy Young Award winner Blake Snell to a 5-year deal. This is a guy, Jake, who's been wanting to pitch here for the Dodgers for quite some time, and it's going to be fun to see an old Dodger nemesis on this side.
Absolutely, John. If you look at what Blake Snell did after he came back to the Giants and stayed healthy the remainder of the season from July on, this guy was the best pitcher in baseball. Clearly, the Dodgers believe that he can not only do that here in 2025, but for the duration of a 5-year contract. I'm interested to see how Blake Snell evolves over those 5 years. We know he's got the ability to dot the corners of the strike zone as well as anybody in baseball. We know that he limits contact as well as any starting pitcher in baseball. I'm interested to see who Blake Snell is in 2025 and what pitcher he becomes over the life of this long-term deal.
I am not looking forward to Blake Snell's debut with the Dodgers. I'm looking forward to his postseason debut with the Dodgers. Certainly the Cy Youngs are great. JP, you just talked about what he can do over the course of a regular season. Did in San Francisco when healthy last year. We know all that. He is dominant. He can go out there and pitch when he's healthy. We understand that. I want to see what he does in October and what he can do to help this Dodger team.
That's when it matters the most. If you're a Los Angeles Dodger, last year Mookie Betts was all over the place. It was at second base at the start of spring. He moved to short just before the season started, eventually back to right field. Works tirelessly this offseason at shortstop. Tim, we're looking forward to what he can do for a full season there as a shortstop.
I hope he proves me wrong. I just don't see him as an everyday shortstop throughout the course of the season. He'll start there. We'll see how he does, how long it lasts. Last year, keep in mind, the plays he made, Freddie Freeman helped out him a lot at first base, picking the ball, going up and getting bad throws. Freddie Freeman, kind of was a Band-Aid for a lot of those infielders in 2024, and certainly for Mookie Betts. So I think early on we'll get a good feel as far as, is this going to work or not with Mookie?
Miguel Rojas helped him quite a bit, too. Yep. There was a lot of one-on-one mentoring sessions that went on pregame between Betts and Rojas, a lot of teaching the finer points of the shortstop position. I'm glad that Rojas is around for that reason, if for no other reason, because I imagine Betts is still going to lean on his elder teammate quite a bit. I'm also interested to see who the Dodgers end up putting at second base this season. Who's going to be Mookie Betts' double play partner? We know it's not going to be Gavin Lux. Will it be Hae-Sung Kim? Will it be Tommy Edman? Will it be Chris Taylor? Will it be Rojas? Will it be some combination of the above? Probably some combination of the above, but I'm interested to see that play out.
And Mookie Betts is good at everything he does. The fact that he wasn't good as a shortstop last year, in his words, I think he took it personally, and he wants to spend this entire offseason to show everybody, yeah, I can be a great shortstop as well. How about Dalton Rushing? He's one of the Dodgers' top-ranked prospects, a catcher who added an outfielder's glove last year. He's expected to make his big league debut sometime this season, and it's going to be good to finally see his bat at the highest level, JP, to see what he can do.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how much Dalton Rushing plays this season. We've heard a lot about the bat. You're seeing the highlights. You're seeing why. This guy's the top-ranked position player prospect in this organization for a reason. And I think that if there's an injury at the catcher position to either Will Smith or Austin Barnes, God forbid, I'm not trying to injure anybody, but I think you get to see Dalton Rushing behind the plate this year.
I think that ship has sailed as far as catching. He is going to be a left fielder moving forward for the Dodgers. And I don't think he makes the big league roster to start the year, but I'm excited to see what this 24-year-old could do. 37 games in AAA Oklahoma City last year, struck out 34 times, but look at the walks, almost nearly 30 walks in those games. He had an OPS over 900. He figured it out in AAA after a slow start in that promotion from Tulsa up to AAA Oklahoma City. I think that next jump to the major leagues is going to be a solid one for him. When it happens, Who knows? It could be because of an injury. I don't want to say that, but we'll see him at some point this year in 2025, and Dodger fans are going to fall in love with him.
Well, and when you hear the comps to Kyle Schwarber, I think the Dodgers would love to have a version of Kyle Schwarber on their team. Now, baseball's not seen a repeat champion since the Yankees won 3 in a row from 1998 to 2000. This year's Dodgers team, Tim, they are the Vegas favorites, so talk about something to look forward to. How about the Dodgers going back-to-back?
Yeah, absolutely. And we talked about it earlier in the offseason. This is a team that's going to add pieces to this roster, so you're going to get some guys that are hungry, like a Teoscar Hernandez was a year ago. And certainly Dodgers were eager to get over that 2020 bubble championship and prove people wrong that they can win over the course of a full season. Now that that's in our rearview mirror now, I think this Dodgers team has got a lot to prove still, and you bring in guys that are still equally hungry to get a championship.
Yeah, obviously the injuries to the pitching staff that affected the Dodgers throughout last season were not planned, were not hoped for, but when somebody like Yoshinobu Yamamoto comes back in September healthy, he doesn't have as much wear and tear on his arm. And he was instrumental in having in this Dodgers success down the stretch. Let's say that the injury bug doesn't bite in 2025. You're going to have to manage a season that is just as long as it was a year ago because they're starting the season in Japan, because they want to be playing into the end of October, into November if need be to win the World Series. So how do the Dodgers manage the workload of their rotation over a full season? I think you're going to see a lot of guys taking the ball, and I think they tapped into a formula for success last season that they hope to repeat.
If there's any worry about a hangover going into 2025, I think Blake Snell is going to be that hangover cure, a guy who's going to be that compass to keep this Dodgers team on focus for a championship in 2025.
All right, it'll be here before we know it. The Dodgers could have plenty of options in the starting rotation this season. Coming up, we discuss a couple of pitchers who are looking to have a bounce back in 2025.
2024年シーズン、ロサンゼルス・ドジャースは再び MLB の頂点に立ち、ワールドシリーズ制覇という偉業を成し遂げた長いシーズンを通して、選手たちは数々の試練に直面しながらも、最後にはチームの結束力と個々の実力を発揮し、勝利をつかみ取った。特に翔平・大谷は打者としてMLB 史に残る記録を打ち立て、MVP に輝いた。彼の54本塁打、59盗塁という驚異的な成績は、まさに伝説的なものであり、世界中の野球ファンを熱狂させた。また、フレディ・フリーマン、ムーキー・ベッツといったスター選手たちも安定した活躍を見せ、チームを支え続けた。彼のピッチング復帰は、チームにとっても、そしてファンにとっても待ち望まれた瞬間である。さらに日本の若きスター佐々木朗希が MLB 挑戦を決断し、その移籍先としてドジャースが有力視されている。彼の圧倒的なスピードとコントロールは日本プロ野球でも群を抜いており、もし彼がドジャースに加われば史上最強クラスのローテーションが完成する可能性がある。彼らの力強いプレーは、ファンに感動と誇りを与えると同時に、ドジャースは、ただ強いだけのチームではなく、団結と信念によって檻を築き上げるチームであることを改めて証明した。しかし、優勝の喜びもつかの間、王者としての責任は、より重くのしかかる。2025年シーズンに向けて、ドジャースはさらなる強化を図り、2連覇を目指すことになる。MLB では、ワールドシリーズ制覇を成し遂げた翌年にチームが崩れることも珍しくない。しかし、ドジャースはこれまでにも幾度となく困難を乗り越えてきたチームであり、今シーズンもその誇りを胸に、新たな挑戦へと踏み出す。2025年シーズンを迎えるにあたり、ドジャースは重要な補強を進め、さらなる進化を遂げようとしている。最も注目すべきポイントは、新戦力の加入と既存選手の役割変化だ。まず、最大の話題となっているのが、翔平・大谷の二刀流復活である。2024年シーズンは、トミー・ジョン手術の影響により、打者としてのみのプレーに専念したが、それでも 彼は圧倒的な成績を残した。そして、2025年には、ついにマウンドに戻り、ドジャースの先発ローテーションを支えることになる。大谷が健康な状態でシーズンを過ごすことができれば、ドジャースはまさに最強の戦力を誇るチームとなるだろう。彼のピッチング復帰は、チームにとっても、そしてファンにとっても、待ち望まれた瞬間である。現在、サンディエゴ、パドレスやトロント、ブルージェイズとの争奪戦が繰り広げられているが、ドジャースが最後に交渉の場を持つという優位性を生かし、獲得に成功することを期待したい。また、今シーズンは、ムーキー・ベッツのショートストップ挑戦が続くことも注目されている。彼は昨シーズン途中からこのポジションに挑戦し、一定の適応を見せたものの、課題も多かった。しかし、オフシーズンを通して守備力を磨き、より完成されたオトストップとして、2025年シーズンを迎えることになる。彼がこのポジションを確立することができれば、チームの内野陣に大きな安定をもたらすことになるだろう。そして、新たに加わったブレイク・スネルの存在も、チームの戦力強化に大きく貢献するだろう。彼は、これまでに2度のサイ・ヤング賞を受賞し、安定した成績を残してきた実力派投手である。特に、ポストシーズンでの活躍が期待されており、ドジャースが再びワールドシリーズを狙う上で重要な役割を果たすことになる。ドジャースは、ただの強豪チームではなく、ロサンゼルスという街と共に歩む存在である。2024年のワールドシリーズ制覇の際にも、ファンと選手が一体となり、その喜びを分かち合った。そして、今年もまた、同じように感動的なシーズンが待っている。シーズンが開幕すれば、勝利の歓喜、敗北の悔しさ、そして選手たちの成長が毎試合のように繰り広げられることになる。それこそが野球の醍醐味であり、ドジャースを応援する喜びでもある。選手たちは常に全力でプレーし、チームのため、そしてファンのために最高のパフォーマンスを見せてくれる。私たちファンもまたその姿を見守り、彼らを支え続けることができる。ドジャースの成功は、選手だけでなく、ファン一人一人の応援によって支えられている。だからこそ、2025年シーズンも全力でチームを応援し、その瞬間を共に楽しもう。最新のドジャース情報を見逃さないためにも、ぜひこのチャンネルを登録し、共にシーズンを楽しんでほしい。また、ドジャースへの期待、応援メッセージをコメント欄でシェアし、ファン同士で交流を深めよう。そして、SNS などで情報をシェアし、より多くの人と2025年のドジャースを応援する楽しさを分かち合ってほしい。2025年、新たな伝説が生まれる瞬間を共に見届けよう。ドジャースと共にさらなる高みへ。